Hello. I'm just getting my setup ready. I haven't got any water and I'm really dehydrated, so I'm gonna quickly go and get that. I'll be right back. Hello, 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 hello. I've got my water. Okay. How is everybody doing? Hello, Jade. I hope you are feeling well. I hope you've got a comfortable spot and maybe some water as well. I have just had some pasta and I can taste the garlic in my mouth. It's really strong, so that's why I'm trying to have a lot of water. And I've just chewed some parsley because apparently that's really good for getting rid of bad breath, like garlicky breath. Oh, hi everybody. I'm so glad you're all saying hi. How are you all doing? I'm actually really excited. Oh, thank you. I'm sure you look really lovely as well. Oh, you're so nice. Honestly, the last couple of weeks I've felt actually quite insecure about my appearance. But I've just been working on that kind of negative internal dialogue because, yeah, it can get really horrible sometimes. I don't know if you guys get that as well. Those insecure moments when you're on your period. I get quite spotty when I'm about to come on, and then my skin is the best it ever is when I'm on my period. I don't know if you're the same. I'm doing good. I'm a bit stressed about midterms, but overall okay. Midterms, I'm guessing that's an exam. Oh, exams can be so scary, but you're going to do so well. Believe in yourself. And also know that exams aren't everything. I wasn't great at school. I don't think I passed a lot of exams back in the day, but I kept going and now I'm really happy with my life at the moment. So, do you want to ask me some questions? I feel like I have meant to do a Q&A video so many times, and I've said, oh, I'm going to do a Q&A video, and I've never ended up doing it because I feel quite bad talking about like myself, because I just feel like I've got more important things I want to chat about. But I also realise it's nice to get to know the person behind the advice I usually give. So yeah, feel free to ask me some questions. Oh wow. Admire your philosophy and love of living. It's so helpful to hear these days. Any advice for developing yourself as a woman in your 20s? Oh, I feel like I need advice on this. I think my first advice is to just cry a lot. Crying in someone else's arms is the most cathartic thing. And in your 20s, everything is just going here, there, and everywhere. So I think we constantly need to talk about things, express our emotions, particularly the negative ones, and have someone there as a sounding board. My partner's been really good for that. I think I cry once a week. I'm laughing. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Crying isn't a bad thing, and we should never tell someone to not cry. I really hate that. I see that all the time in films. Oh, don't cry. Cry. Crying's good. That's my advice. Because I just don't think you can prevent the turbulent times in your 20s. That's just what your 20s is. I think that's why everyone says your 30s are amazing, because everything settles a bit more and everything's a bit more predictable maybe, which means a bit less chaos. Can't wait for my 30s. Don't know how old everyone is actually. I'm forgetting how old I am. How old am I? 25? Do you think having friends at school is necessary? I think it's really nice to have friends that share the experience you're currently experiencing, but it's not necessary. I think the most necessary thing is having friends that appreciate you for who you are and who encourage you to do things that are going to benefit you in the long run, and just good people. It's good to have good people around you. So if they're not at school, don't worry. You can make friends outside of school at clubs and stuff. Just did my first therapy session and finally asked for help. Oh, I'm so proud of you. That is really scary. And you're actually making me think, because I really want to organise myself a therapist. It's all well and good that I'm always kind of giving advice, my unsolicited advice, but I actually think I need to get some as a woman in my 20s. Is YouTube your full-time profession now? It isn't actually. I'm doing about a million things, which I love them all actually, and I'm really grateful. There was a time when I just wanted YouTube to be my full-time profession, but now I'm really happy to kind of embrace different forms of like work, and I'm lucky enough to be able to do that, because money-wise I'm kind of comfortable now. Before I was just panicking. But yeah, I do make money from YouTube now. I got monetized a while ago, which was the most exciting thing. So thanks for everyone who watched, because that helps me get money. But I also write for a magazine, a mental health magazine, which I have imposter syndrome even saying that, because I just never felt really clever, and I always associate people who are writers with being quite clever with their words. And I never thought I was very good at speaking back in the day, but hey, putting yourself out there and constantly trying gets you places. That's what I've learned. That's what YouTube has helped me out with. Would you ever create a group or something to meet other like-minded people? Yeah, I'd love to do that. I'd actually love to create a group chat for all of us women that are just curious about what we're all doing to kind of help ourselves and look after ourselves. I think as, you know, young women, we just want to have that community of people that understand us, because we're all going through so much. So I'd love to create a group chat if anyone's keen. Hello, Alicia. Alicia, I feel like you were on my last live, because I remember being like, oh, you've got a similar name to me. I'm scared of aging. I'm turning 26 in January and feel like running out of time. I had my first relationship last year and scared I won't find anyone to start a family with. I completely get the pressure. The world puts so much pressure on women to get things done according to the set timeline. But, you know, we live life according to what we want to do. That's what life is about. It's about exploring what feels good to us. And if you want a family, I'm sure that's going to come to you. But I think forcing things according to the timeline that's set out in society is something I'd maybe encourage you not to do, but I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I think I'm turning 26 next year, and I did think about that, and for a second I thought I was going to panic about it, but then I'm just like, do you know what? I'm every day trying to be a kind person, and I'm connecting with other women who are going through similar things to me, so I'm not going to be hard on myself. So I'm sorry, I don't have tons of advice on that, but just try and be gentle and kind with yourself, and know that you're doing all you can right now, and each day as long as you're yourself and you're kind to people, I think you're making the most of life. I think I'm talking rubbish, aren't I? Sorry, I keep rubbing my nose. It's really cold in my apartment right now. Advice on getting over a guy in your class. We've talked a few times, but not friends at all. I've liked him since 4 months, and I think at this point it's driving me crazy to get a second of his attention. I've been there, my lovely, and it's really, really hard to talk about male validation and for me to be like, well, this is how you get his attention, because I try to now refocus people on things that I think are going to make them feel like deeply good about themselves, like focusing on your passion projects or focusing on your friendships. And I then believe the kind of your romantic partners will then come to you when you're kind of like fully yourself. I would never encourage you to like like really try and go after this guy and kind of lose your sense of self by doing that. I just think you stand out because you're beautiful and unique, and if that person you like is going to see that, they're going to see that, and great. But if they don't, their loss. I don't know if that's good advice. I feel really bad. I feel like I'm always just rambling off. Just tell me to shut up if I'm talking rubbish. I'm a bit jittery, by the way, because it's so cold in here and I've been shaking all day. So if I seem nervous, I'm not actually. I feel really comfortable with you guys. I'm so cold. That's why I've got my big granny jumper on. I am almost 16 and I have less friends and don't socialise at all. Oh, I'm so sorry, lovely. You sound like you're sad about that because you put the skull next to it, next to this comment. Maybe you could try going to some classes or some clubs and meet like-minded people there. You look like the season 4 itself. That's so funny. Yeah, I'll do the group chat. Okay, cool. Ciao, Bella. I am drawn towards a guy who's avoidant, even though there is a man who's genuinely caring and putting efforts for me. He gives me the ick. I truly want to give him back, but I tend to shut down. So I'm just reading that again. I think what I want to say to that is just trust your gut. Trust your gut and trust that you are an amazing person and that anyone who gets to have you in their life is lucky. Sorry if that's not good advice. I'm just not exactly sure what you meant in that comment. You seem like you'd be the best friend ever. Oh, and I'd love to talk to you, all you guys. Oh, that's so sweet. Do you know what? Everyone who I speak to off the back of my YouTube is so nice. It's so lovely. I wish we all lived close to each other so we could go for a coffee. Where do you all live? Tell me. I can't believe you're 25. You look 20. Oh, do I look young? What's the most significant thing you did to reconnect with your inner child and forgive yourself currently? Oh, connect with my inner child, just cry about the stuff that I never cried about back then. And I've got some support for the stuff that I struggled with when I was a child recently. And I've revisited some of the bad things. And that has been probably the biggest bit of healing I've done yet. So that's connected me to my like wounded inner child that still dictates my every move today. Forgiving yourself is, again, a funny thing you're asking about that, because I've been trying to do that a lot, letting go of guilt. I don't know if you guys have a lot of guilt in you, but I store a lot of guilt in me, and it's something that I'm trying to let go of by journaling and speaking about it and just outing all the things that I've been bottling up for so long. By the way, he's friends with all my girlfriends. I don't do anything crazy to get his attention, but it's giving me horrible body image issues and low self-esteem in general. Oh, sweetie, I'm really sorry to hear that. The thing with, I've done a lot of videos on male validation, and I think I speak about, because I've planned the videos, I don't want to just randomly give you some advice that might actually hurt you, but I think the thing with male validation is, because it pushes us, this like desire to be fancied by guys, it pushes us to work on, it pushes us to work on looking good as opposed to just being ourselves. If we really want to come across as attractive, I think it's the wrong thing to focus on. I think the best thing we can focus on is being ourselves, and that will be attractive to the right people. I don't know if that's good advice or not. I'm used to kind of like watching my advice back whilst I'm editing and then getting rid of bits or refilming bits. Currently decentering men and romantic obsession while dating, feeling in a weird place because I'm not sure if I should be engaged in a romantic connection at this time, pushing back against the need. Well, I actually think it's really cool that you're super self-aware about what's going on in your life, and that you are kind of really invested in getting into a romantic relationship, but you're kind of having to hold yourself back. And I get why you do feel, I get why women feel the pressure to get into a relationship, because I definitely feel that pressure as well. I'm in a relationship, but when I've been single, I felt that pressure. And I think it's just because we watch movies and TV and we watch the women around us obsess over getting into a relationship. It's kind of what we're taught to do, isn't it? Whereas men are taught to kind of like think about what they want to do with their lives and express their opinions and be leaders, and they get to think more about themselves as opposed to like latching onto other people. I'm again talking rubbish. Hi, rocket fuel. The idea I need healed whole before entering in relationship. Just, do you know what? Someone's just said here, I feel like I need to be healed whole before entering into a relationship. I know I've heard this before in like the self-help space, that you need to be like healed before you meet the right person, before you get into a relationship. But I actually think healing is like a really long process. It can be a really long process for a lot of us. So I don't think we need to abstain from getting in a relationship until we're healed. I just think we need to be really active in that healing process if we do get into a relationship, and not lose sight of that work that we need to do when we are just involved in the romantic stuff. But I think we can heal whilst we're in a relationship. I do think that. That's what I'm doing. But it can be hard because you get distracted when you're in a relationship. So it's just about like being like, oh yeah, I am this individual that's struggled with the stuff that needs to heal. I need to prioritize that as well as, you know, spending time with my partner. Hi. Hello. Chatting from Chicago. That's so cool. I'm appearing for a competitive exam. Other 2.7 million, at least in my country, are giving only 7k make it. Advice on how to assure myself that I will make it. My future depends on this one exam. That is a lot of pressure, but I would literally just work on deep breathing and meditation. And as long as you're, you know, putting in the effort to kind of learn what you need to learn, then trust in your ability and try to kind of work on calming your, slowing your breathing down. That's the one thing that I wish I did when I was prepping for an exam. Instead of kind of doing last minute revision, I wish I actually did some meditation, because meditation enables me to think clearly and then logically, and then I think that lends itself to performing better in an exam. You've seen all my male validation videos. Well, I've got another video that I've literally just filmed now, which is why I'm a little bit like, I feel like I'm not talking any sense. I'm feeling really jittery right now as well. Just want to say hi, I love your channel. Oh, thank you. Hi from Uzbekistan. Ooh, cool. Hi, Lisa. I'm gonna have a sip of water. Someone said, hey, big sister. That makes me so happy. You know, I am a big sister. I've got a brother. Is this your first YouTube live? No, I actually did one like 3 weeks ago. No, 2 weeks ago, really early in the morning. And I kind of used it as an excuse to get up early and do something productive. Because getting up early makes me feel, sorry, I'm gonna rub my nose in secret. Getting up early makes me feel so much better. Do you have the same? I love your channel and watch your videos every morning before I go to college. That makes my heart sparkle. Your voice and way of speaking is just so healing. Blessing to you, big sister. Oh, love from India. Sometimes you don't feel real. Oh, I'm AI. Have you seen those things on those videos on TikTok that people do where they're like AI fairies? That is bizarre. Thoughts on Sex Education season 4. Do you know what? At the beginning, I was a bit like, this seems like a Karen might have made this, just because there was a lot of taking the mickey out of, you know, our generation for being quite on it with kind of mental health terms and healing and spirituality. So at first I was a bit like, Are they taking the piss out of our generation who ultimately are just trying to heal themselves and heal the world? But as time went on, I really enjoyed the kind of like the focus on like the narratives around characters and the exploration of kind of like quite intense emotions. I really like Adam's story, and I really liked the scene with Maeve and Otis's mum, where she kind of is like, you just need a mother or a parental figure to be like, you've got this. You need to push yourself, and I'm here for you, and blah blah blah. That kind of message. Oh, giving love to friends, family, and studies has helped me so much, feeling grateful and excited about my life. But I hate how lonely I feel sometimes. I try to ignore it because I feel guilty, ungrateful, and pathetic. I really hope that you know that you're not pathetic for feeling lonely. Do you know what? I think a lot of us feel lonely. That's why I love doing these lives, because I don't want that connection. But I feel like we live in quite a lonely generation because a lot of us are on our phones and not connecting, and we don't have that excuse to go outside and talk to each other and play like our parents did, because we've got so much to do at home on our laptops and our screens. Imagine the world without phones. I mean, we wouldn't be chatting right now, but yeah. How did you first get into meditation? I'm a little bit scared of it. Oh, I get that. And other half of me feels so cheesy when I try. I get that. I get that. Meditation is actually, if you think about everything we do in life, it's very different to anything we do, because it just requires us sitting still in silence, or just listening to some music still on our own with our eyes closed. It's so different to everything else we do, because otherwise, like normally we're listening to like music, or we're working, we're doing, like we're encouraged to do a lot in this world. So I think meditation can feel really unnatural, but I think meditation is so powerful because it juxtaposes everything we do in our normal lives that just makes us stress and anxious and feel disconnected from ourselves. So the only thing I'd say with meditation is it's going to be difficult at the beginning, and you just have to allow that. You have to allow the negative thoughts to come spiraling and maybe disrupt your practice a bit, but just allow them to exist and to kind of gently keep meditating and trying, and eventually meditating will get easier. It's like going to the gym. You just have to work that meditation muscle. How did you first get, oh no, it's the same thing I just read. Your male validations are so important. I wish I saw them when I was 16. Is it 16 or 18? I feel like I need glasses. I wish I saw my videos when I was 16, if I'm honest, because I lived, breathed, and just was obsessed with male validation. And now I just want to connect with women and make women feel good. And I want women's approval, actually. There's nothing better than a woman being like, oh, I like her. Oh my God. It makes me smile just thinking about it. Seattle, Washington. Hello, Brandy Maria. Cool name. I totally agree. Getting up early in the morning was a game changer. Someone else from India. Hello. Yes, I didn't like I think this is about sex education. I didn't like the first half either. It looked like they were trying too much, yeah, but the ending was good. I still think the previous seasons were better. Me too, actually. Oh my God, Amy. Yeah, Amy's my favourite character. I find her so cute to watch, but also so relatable. Like that bus scene. Ugh, don't get me started. I like your earrings. Do you know what? They're quite rusty. I don't remember getting these. I think I've had these for like 6 years, but they're fine to wear to film videos. But if you see them up close, they're really rusty. Which is probably not great for my ears. Is there a cafe in London or where you live where you'd like to visit to feel better? Like for days where you want to feel calm, but staying at home won't do it. I used to live in London. I don't actually live in London anymore. I live in Bristol now. But there were loads of cafes in London that I loved. I'm not going to remember the name of them. I never remember the names of places that I go to. But there was a vegan cafe in this one area. I'm not going to remember. I'm so sorry. Message me and I'll message you some of the cafes that I've been to. Where's your cardigan from? My mum got it for me a long time ago. I think she found it on Pinterest. She's very her. You better remember me as your favourite subscriber when you hit 1 million. Imagine if of course I'm going to remember you, Femme Saints. Do you negatively judge other women sometimes? Do you know what? I'm really glad you asked that question, because I feel like that's actually quite a hard question to answer. I think I do. But I then realise, oh my gosh, this is not me. This is the patriarchy's magic that's been cast over my mind and made me critical of other people and other women. I don't need to judge that woman because I'm flawed too. I get that a lot. I get little thoughts like, can't even think. I don't even know, but yeah, every now and then I do judge people. I feel like as humans it's actually quite hard to not do that. But I never vocalize my critical thoughts, and I try to turn them into more like compliments. Amy is the people's princess. Hello from Long Island, cool. You found my videos last night. Cassia, that's a cool name. My face is hurting as I can't stop from smiling. Oh, I adore your existence as well. My heart. I need to drink some water. Okay. Are you drinking water with me? Any advice on improving self-concept? What do you mean? Any advice on improving self-concept? Like your concept of yourself? How do you deal with being jealous of other women? You just make sure you don't project from an insecure place. You maybe journal about it and question where it comes from within you and realize it's not the other woman's fault. And the most important thing is you just don't make friendships with people, like don't get close to people based on judging other women. Like I used to have friends where we'd just talk about other people all the time, and I think that's the worst thing. And I think our female friendships can sometimes allow that kind of like bitchy talk because we're like put against each other as women from a very young age. Patriarchy kind of keeps us, or tries to keep us, hating each other. So the thing I'd say is just make sure you try to speak about other women in the kindest way you can. And if you do feel jealous or insecure and compare yourself to other women or dislike other women, question what that means and what that is like evoking within you, what insecurities it's bringing up. I think I'm talking rubbish, but I don't know. I need to stop saying that. That's another thing that I think women do a lot. They say something like clever or interesting, and then they go, I'm talking rubbish, ignore me. Do you know what I mean? How do you deal with growing into your womanly body and putting on weight compared to your skinnier figure? Don't look back at photos of yourself when you were younger all the time and like zoom into your body. Just don't do that. That's something that... Is there somebody outside? There's a lot of banging going on out there. What's currently inspiring you during this time? Other women. This chat is inspiring me. Talking with you. Also Georgia Smith. She's got a new album out, and so has Jungle. I love their dancing videos. I love the fact us girls stick together, but I find myself often judging them, trying to reduce it, and I start to feel like a fake person. It's okay, I promise you. This isn't coming from a place of like a bad place in you. This is coming from an insecurity. You're not a bad person if you feel the urge to judge other people. You've just clearly got a lot going on internally that's clouding your mind that you need to maybe heal and work on and go to therapy about. You ignored my question. Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't actually see it. Do you want to pop it in again? I'll look out for it. Yes. Concept of yourself. Let me go back up to that question now. How would you improve your concept of yourself? You just, do you know what? I actually just filmed a video on basically this. So I don't want to repeat myself because hopefully you'll see it on Sunday. I'm just going to rub my nose because it's dribbling again. This cold apartment is making me shake and it's making me snot everywhere. I think I have improved my concept of myself by being myself to all kinds of people, just putting myself out there and not, you know, hiding my true nature. If I want to talk about how annoyed I am at the patriarchy to a group of people, I'm going to do it, whether they like it or not. And that makes me feel really good about myself. So I just say being yourself is the best thing you can do, and that builds self-confidence and a strong sense of self. Do you like Taylor Swift? Do you know what? Recently I've been obsessed with just her ethos. Like everyone's talking about how she is supporting the lady that was going out with Joe Jonas, and I think she's divorced him now. And I just love like women coming together, and she seems like a woman that really wants to kind of protect other women, which I love. But I haven't listened to much of her music though. My favourite music is like Georgia Smith, Sabrina Claudio, my friend Sophia as well. She's got a beautiful voice like Georgia Smith. It's amazing. Hello, what is this live stream about? YouTube recommended it to me. It's just a little chat with my favourite women where you can just ask me things, tell me things about you. Yeah, I'm just a girl that likes to talk about feminism and mental health, really. Have you read the book Normal People by Sally Rooney? I haven't. I've seen the series and I love it. I was actually, weird you say that. Yesterday I was thinking that it'd be really cool if they turned it into a movie, because I was thinking like, oh, I want to like hear the next stage of the story, because I'm sure they could do more about that. And then I was like, it'd be cool if they made it into a movie. You ignored my question too. I'm sorry. I couldn't. I can go up and try and find it. I'm trying hard to stop myself from male validate, but sometimes. But I don't understand why males sometimes deliberately put me down when I'm achieving stuff which they can't. Yeah. I think focusing more on, I don't even really know how to address this, you know. If I don't, oh, my whole phone screen just went, like switched on and off. Did you see that? My phone is so messed up. I love your meditation videos. Oh, thank you. Do you know what? I haven't done them in ages. What should I do my next meditation video on? Like being present in the moment, on body image. Could do one for male validation, actually. Look at art, Renaissance ideals, show women with tummies, thighs, rolls. These are all signs of life. Remember, we are not born with insecurities. We are fed them by companies. Oh my God, that's so wise and true. We are fed insecurities by companies. Capitalism and patriarchy targets women and makes women feel bad about themselves. We don't wake up in this world feeling bad about ourselves. Oh, thank you, Des. Straws. You should make this tea: cinnamon, mint, ginger, lemon, cloves, pepper, jaggery for your cold. Do not skip the jaggery. Jaggery? What's that? Thanks for the recommendation. I'm sure she's not ignoring your question, guys. The chat gets delayed and filled quite quickly. Yeah, I would never ignore any of your questions. You're all so valuable. I'm also quite like jittery, so I'm like moving everything down and but just pop the question in again if I haven't answered. Yes, I love the book. I'm gonna watch the show soon. Oh, you haven't watched it? Well, you're in for a treat. It's really good. The guy in it, Connell, I think is quite attractive. So you're in for a treat. Suggest some good books to read. Your favourite. Whoa. I'm currently reading Olive, which I'd give 7 out of 10. It seems like it's written by a slightly older woman, just because, a bit like Sex Education actually, it feels like they're taking the mickey out of Gen Zs a little bit and younger people, in terms of like, oh, so spiritual woo-woo-y people, which I don't like. My favourite book is, I love The Alchemist and I love The Devil and Miss Prim. They're both by Paulo Coelho, I think that's his name. And I actually quite like Emily Ratajkowski's book, My Body, even though it's faced some critique, which I can understand. I just think it's interesting. I have a book that I love, that I read all the time. It's a self-help book. It's called The Things You See Only When You Slow Down. You should definitely read that and just have it on you all the time, because it's the most like grounding thing. How do you approach dating men, and what are some good green flags to look out for? I've dated a lot of misogynists. Do you know what? I would say just the way he treats you will reflect whether he's a misogynist or not. So just be really attentive to how you feel around him and how he makes you feel about yourself. And I think guys that talk about themselves too much, that's a red flag. Guys that are kind of really strict on having to pay the bill, on kind of trying to prove themselves as a macho man, I think that's quite a red flag to me personally. But it is a personal thing. I just like men that are quite open and that ask me questions. Guys that just talk about themselves are, to me, unattractive. And I like guys that are, or people. I like people because I'm attracted to women too. I'm attracted to anyone and everyone. No, I'm not straight, that's what I'm trying to say. So I'm just attracted to people that are on their healing journey, that are not, selfish, that are willing to give people the time and space to talk about themselves. I like people that ask thoughtful questions. I think these are green flags. And I think you should just also really listen to your gut when you're on a date with someone, because you know best. What do you like most about yourself? Personality. That's what the question has in brackets. What do you like most about your personality, I think you're asking. I think I like my perseverance, that I don't really like give up. It's like my dad always drilled into me. He was always like, Celeberries, don't give up. And I never really did that with like my YouTube, even though there were times where I was getting a little bit of hate, and I was actually targeting the wrong people with my videos. I used to make videos that were more like just trying to express an opinion, a frustrated opinion, and I then had a lot of quite nasty men in my comment sections, and then also people from like the town I used to live in commenting nasty things, and it was horrible. I love how pure you are when you talk. Honestly, I actually feel like I'm talking rubbish and I'm really nervous to post this live online because I feel like I'm just talking rubbish. This is the thing. I might seem confident in my YouTube videos, but I have real comfort knowing that I can watch the video over and edit it and then post it. Live feels a lot scarier to me, but I also love that and I like the challenge, so thank you. Do you like Bristol? My grandparents don't live far from there. Oh, I love Bristol. I love the kind of like liberal mentality. It feels like people are more open here and loving, but obviously there's, bad people everywhere. But I just get a good vibe from Bristol generally, and it's quite a green city, which I really love. And I like more of like, it feels like more of a big town than it does a city, which I also love. That's why I used to find London so overwhelming. Jaggery is a healthy alternative to sugar. It's like powdered caramel. Ooh! You should listen to Cardigan and Exile by Taylor Swift. These two songs basically describe Connell. Oh, cool! Paul Mescal is so hot. Oh, sorry, I just don't know where I've just lost where I was. I cannot put into words how your body image videos have been helping me. Oh, I'm so glad, sweetie. I'm sorry if I ever say anything in my videos, by the way, that ever like trigger anyone, or I hope you know that when I post things, I'm never trying to push you or anything like that. I come from a place of just, I really want to make people feel, women feel less alone. But I realise that I'm going to say things wrong sometimes. So always take what I say with a pinch of salt. You should read Looking for Alaska. Ooh, since you like normal people. Okay. I like that title. Willy Monster, come after me. Help me, please. I 6-year-old. Okay. Oh no. No. Go away. I'm going to block this man. Man of culture. Remove. Sorry, there was not a nice person in that chat then. Manner of culture, you're a creep, get out. Don't worry, I've got rid of him. Thanks, Vada. You're so pretty too. Stop feeling insecure about the way you're talking. Oh, I'm sorry. Alessia, thank you for going live today. Just want to say that I'm so grateful to have found your channel. Every video of yours helped me so much. Thank you for sharing your life experience and advice. Oh, thank you for taking the time to say thank you. I'm good, thank you. How are you? Missed Doi. My gratitude to you knows no limit. You've helped me embrace my introverted and quiet side. I can proudly say that you're my role model for a teen girl like me. Love you so much. I love you too. Also, fellow introverts out there, how are you? And how is your introverted nature serving you at the moment? How is it making you feel? Is it making you feel isolated, or is it making you feel creative? Because I do believe introverted people are inward thinkers, and that enables us to be quite creative and I actually think quite empathetic as well. So being an introvert is a really, in my opinion, a really good thing. But it does have its like downfalls every now and then. Is that man of culture still here? I thought I just... Go away. Sorry, there is a particularly not nice person on this chat that I'm trying to get out. Okay. I'm gonna have to go soon. So do you have any more things that you want me to talk about, or things you want to tell me, or... Sorry, I keep rubbing my nose. I know it's really gross. Sorry, this person. How do I get someone like permanently blocked? Put this user in timeout. Okay. Okay, I think I've got rid of that person. Okay. I'm a male introvert. I feel like I don't empathize with others sometimes. I think there are different levels of empathy, you know. You should definitely go and read about it. I listened to a podcast with Jamila Jamil and she was talking about the different types of empathy. I think there's people who feel, who, I'm not going to repeat it actually because I'm going to mess up her words. I love Jamila Jamil. Does anyone listen to the I Weigh podcast? I hope you have a wonderful week. You're beautiful. I hope you have a wonderful week/weekend and you're beautiful too. What's your favourite fall dessert? Oh, I really like pumpkin pie cookies. Pumpkin pie? Spice latte? What's that thing? Spice pumpkin latte cookie. I'm talking such nonsense. I had a spice pumpkin latte cookie recently and it was so yummy. was delish. Pumpkin spice latte, yes. I can't speak right now. I actually have written down 3 questions that someone messaged me on Instagram who said they couldn't be on the live, but they're going to watch it later, and they wanted me to answer these questions, so I'm just going to quickly answer them as well for them, because I almost forgot that. They first said, congratulations for reaching 10k subscribers. I think it's so cool. It makes me so happy that we've got like a community of people that care about each other, and I love that we're all like together in this little corner of the internet. It just feels really special. You've been articulate, we love you. Oh, thank you. I do get a little bit anxious sometimes when I speak. I feel like I word vomit a little bit. Okay, so this person asked, what's your biggest reward from YouTube? You people who I'm talking to now, the community, connecting with women, 100%. I'm the kind of person that gets filled up by my interactions with other people. So being able to have these amazing connections all the time because I've got this like online community on YouTube is just the best thing about doing it. How did you know you wanted to focus on empowering women on YouTube? I did a feminism module at university, and at the time I don't think I really thought it was actually that amazing, but it just woke my mind up. And then I started talking to a friend about feminism and the stuff that women go through, and I was like just getting more passionate about it, reading more. And then I was like, I need to start filming videos because I've got so much stuff going on in my head, and I know that other women would benefit from hearing it. And yeah. Oh, thank you. Well, I had to stop the scroll of my tracks. You are so underrated. You deserve much more than 10k. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy with 10k. Honestly, I was thinking about it the other day. Me and my partner were stood on this hill, and he was like, you see all these houses here, it's probably around 10k people here. And I was like, that is crazy. I'm going to share your channel links to as much people as I'm in contact with. That's so nice of you. Thank you. What videos are you going to make in the future? Shall I read out my list to you? Because I've got it right here on my laptop. I also need to answer this last question from this girl who's going to watch this later. Oh no, my laptop's also glitching now. Oh yeah. Have you thought about creating a podcast in the future? I just love YouTube so much, but I was thinking it'd be great if I could upload the audio from my YouTube videos as a podcast. I'll read you some of my YouTube titles then. Yeah, you said let's hear it. Thanks for the suggestion, Jade. Or Harriet. Harriet Jade. Okay. Wow, I feel like I'm like revealing something quite private, 'cause I don't know, this is my favourite section of my notes. How to stop being afraid of upsetting men. That's going to be a video I film. 4 ways to increase your natural attractive energy. By the way, my titles on YouTube, they're quite flashy because I feel like that's what I have to do in order to kind of gravitate towards the right people and get people coming to watch the videos, but I would word them differently if it wasn't for the fact that YouTube is just like laid out like that, and you've got a lot of people competing for attention. So anyway, heal your relationship with money, get rid of anxiety and lack mindset. This is something that's quite different for my channel, but I feel like I'm on this ongoing journey of trying to heal my money insecurities, and I've learned a lot and healed a lot myself, and I just want to share that. That's basically what my channel is, just sharing the lessons that I've learned. How to be an independent woman when you're in a relationship. I really want to do a video about not being like codependent and cultivating like independence as a woman in a relationship. You can post a get ready with me Q&A while doing your makeup. Do you know what? I keep saying I'm going to post Q&As. That's why I've done this live. Because every time I film them, I don't know why, I just get this gut feeling that it's not like serving enough of a purpose. I don't know what I'm on about. Another video that I'm going to post is about your 20s and giving women advice. I haven't really worded this right, but basically how to ace your 20s as a woman in a patriarchal world. But I don't think that's how I'm going to title it yet. And then another one is 7 ways to feel confident about your sexuality. I want to kind of talk about the shame that a lot of queer people have, particularly when they're first come out. Again, that's another thing that I don't really talk about as much on my channel anymore. I used to talk about sexuality way more. Yeah. I'm going to med school next year. Can you suggest some do's and don'ts of university life from your experience? Yeah, of course. Don'ts. Don't force connections with people that make you feel uncomfortable and make you feel like you can't be yourself. Instead, put yourself out there and go to clubs and try to meet new people. And I'm sure you'll then meet people that let you be yourself. But at university, it's basically quite easy to fall into friendships that don't really serve you. I think I had a bit of that. I was also lucky I had some great friendships at uni. And some do's: go to lectures, don't do them online. Encourage yourself to go out, because when you leave the house you get to see people living their lives, and I feel like it just puts you in a better mood when you go to the lectures as opposed to doing it online. Obviously I think a lot of unis are now encouraging online lecture stuff, but yeah, I'd actually say just attend. Yes, but I need to see your makeup routine. I'm so bad at doing makeup, honestly. I'm really bad at doing flicks as well. I have to listen to classical music and do lots of deep breaths before I try and do my eyeliner. Not wearing any today. Today I'm wearing, I don't know if you can see, I can actually see it in the camera a little bit. I'm wearing this lipstick that my grandma gave me on my cheeks, and it's like a shiny lipstick and it almost looks like I'm wearing highlighter, which I love. Anyway, I should go in a minute because my partner's going to be back from work and I want to see him and chat to him. But is there anything else you want to say before I go? Thank you so much for sitting with me and listening, by the way. And I was about to say I'm sorry if I talk nonsense again. I need to stop. I love your surname, Southerberry. Can you share some cool things about its origin? I'm writing a book and I'd love to use it. Oh, as a surname for a character. You can go ahead and do that. That'd be so cool. I don't really know. I think I remember my dad saying a while ago it was Scottish, but I'm not sure. My first name's Italian, and my mum's Italian. And a lot of people think Southerberry is Italian actually, but it's not. I think it is an English, Scottish name. But it's cool you're writing a book. Tell me about it. How to feel more confident as a person who doesn't fit into Western beauty standards. Well, Western beauty standards, my God, do we get forced, they're rammed down our throat from a really young age. And I think it's really hard to not compare yourself to like the people you see on Instagram, the supermodels, because they are just everywhere and they are idolized. And yes, it's great that they're, you know, thriving and whatnot, but it is a shame that them thriving then means other women are comparing themselves, and you know, I hate how women are pet against each other. And I think just knowing that all this is going on, and it's going on because of how our society is structured, patriarchy. I think being aware of what's going on and that it's not you that's not beautiful, it's just we live in a society that idolizes a certain type of look, and capitalizes off of a certain type of look. Knowing that that's the case, and that it's not that you're not beautiful inside and out, it's just at the moment there is a lot of pressure to look a certain way because people make money from looking a certain way, and companies make money off of those particular beautiful people. I just think being aware and being reading books about feminism and stuff can help you feel more confident in your appearance, particularly if you don't feel like you fit in. Yeah, I just think having conversations with other women and being aware and talking to a therapist is the best thing that we can do. I don't know if I'm talking rubbish again. I feel the urge to say that after every bit of advice I give. What's the time in your country? It's a good question. 5:26. A video on groceries, cooking or recipes would be very healing. We need more women appreciating and being excited about food. Oh my God, that's so true. I love food and cooking, by the way. Quite surprised I've not really done anything around cooking on my channel. I don't like baking. I'm a bad baker, really bad. But I think I'm an okay cook. I'm more of like an intuitive cook rather than like following recipes. I'm really bad at following recipes. Hey Holly, you're on our last live. You're gonna get to sleep now. Oh, thank you so much for coming and being so lovely. Gonna miss you, bye. It's 10 PM in India. Are you in bed then? Getting ready for sleep? I love the way I said I was gonna go, like, probably like 15 minutes ago now. Love you too. Do you know what? I really enjoy these lives. I'm gonna do them more often. I think I just need to do some deep breaths before and make sure I'm warm, because otherwise I'm just so like jittery. Should we do some deep breaths together before I go? Thank you, lovely. You're pretty too. My God, it's like magic. I feel so much calmer after just doing a couple of deep breaths. When are you going to do live again? When do you guys think I should do live again? When works for you? I'm gonna pop some times and stuff and days in the little comment bit. Where are you from? I'm from originally from the Cotswolds, but I am living in Bristol at the moment in the UK. I hope you have a wonderful day and thanks for coming and speaking with me. Bye, Jade. Every Saturday at this time. I can do Saturday. I'll post about it again when I'm going to do another live. But for now, I'm going to head. I love you all so much. Thank you for listening to me, and I'm sorry if I sometimes give like too much advice. I would like to listen more, but it is just me chatting, and it's just me on this call. But I promise you, I think about what I say usually before I speak, but on these lives I can't do that. Post it in your YouTube community. I don't have Insta. Okay, well, you have an amazing day too. Love you. Bye.